Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and the Maestro issue number 5 of 5. That's it. The series is done. It's over. We're not going to see any more of the Maestro. Not even remotely true, because let's be realistic. Just like that whole symbiote Spider-Man, yeah, one-time 5 issue limited series. We've got like six. We're doing the exact same thing here. Is this one going to hold up the way that the other ones do? I don't know. Based on this first one, though, I'm gonna say a solid maybe. Like I couldn't be more sure of an uncertain thing than I am in this particular case. Let me explain all that stuff after I give credit where credit's due. So Peter David is the writer. German Peralta is on art. The color art is Jesus Abertov. Dale Keown and Jason Keith are here also doing the relics stuff. And letterer by VC's Ariana Maher. Cover artists are Keown and Keith, and there's a variant cover and a recap page art and designer and all sorts of other stuff here. And yeah, so anyway, the original Hulk was created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. This is technically the original Hulk. And in fact, if anybody's, I want to preface this by saying, if anybody's going to make changes to the Maestro, it would have to be Peter David, because, I mean, he created the character, you know? I feel that, let me get into that in a little bit. So basically, what happens here is it's not even an effigy of Hercules being burnt at a stake. It's the actual Hercules being burnt at the stake, the original Maestro. And Hulk is pontificating, but openly to everybody. Oh, it was a nice way. It's basically just propaganda. We got to keep going forward and blah, 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 blah. And I'm going to lead such and such. And like, wait, why does it have to be you? Mm, it seems kind of weird. I don't know what kind of strange future this is. It's shocking. I mean, what the shock? Somebody will get that reference. I think it's weird that after the Hulk already released these dogs of war on you for not listening to him, that was like what, last issue, the 2 issues ago, whatever it was. And now he just killed your leader, the Maestro, and you come up to him and question him again? Like, is this just the idiocracy? Is this the dumbest of the dumb? Like, the only person who's able to see this was a bad idea is Rick Jones. That's the genius of Rick Jones. He's able to know a bad idea, a really inherently bad idea when he sees one on the face of it. Wow. Yeah, no wonder the whole future went to crap. Like, there's some really stupid people here. So of course, what happens? The dogs of war get stuck on me. Like Hulk's got one move. I mean, come on. It's like if he gets into the thick of things, as long as he does that thunderclap, he's gonna win. Oh crap, that happened in here also. I'm not saying that the Future Imperfect storyline 2 issue limited series, actually just 2 issues in between everything that was already being done with the Hulk. I'm not saying that it was the greatest, but it was wild. It was something different. It was something shocking, and not knowing how the maestro, I keep saying the maestro, how the maestro came to power was a thing where it's funny. I think that most of us wanted to see it, but didn't realize that we didn't actually want to see it. Not if it was going to come out like this. The thing with Hercules coming back basically for that temporary thing, it was pointless. It was completely pointless, but it was a nice try at the very least. I can't say that I hated these things. It was a fun read to get through them, but here's I'm going to get into what I kind of skipped out on before. Earlier in the video, I said I'll get to this later. Well, it's later. I feel that as Mr. David has aged and his change of beliefs on things, his new viewpoint on life, because we all evolve in our lives, every single one of us. But I think that a lot of what he did was he took the fun out of it. He took the malice out of it. Maestro, Jesus, Maestro in this, he's more like a comical, cowardly heel villain from WWF days, where he's a bad guy, he does some malicious things, like a Ric Flair, you know what I'm saying? Um, sure, technically, Flair should be able to beat you one on one without cheating, but it's one of the things that makes him a heel. He'll cheat, he'll put a thumb to your eyes, he'll turn around and, like, kick you in the balls. when the ref isn't looking. He'll kick your foot off the ropes or whatever. He'll do something that he's going to cheat in order to win. That's kind of what Flair does, and that's kind of like how I'm comparing the Hulk here, except without the woo. You know what I'm saying? Without the true flair that makes Flair so awesome. I feel like Hulk is supposed to be Maestro is supposed to be so much stronger than the regular Hulk. And here it is that he can't beat Hercules one on one. Even when the guy's burnt to a crisp and barely hanging on to life. I, I really just didn't like that. And he just leaves and then comes back. Are we going to wind up having the missing years of when he left and came back also? I don't think I need to see that. Unfortunately, I think that's what Maestro Love and Pax is supposed to be. That's right. We're getting more of this. It's going to go the route of the symbiote Spider-Man. Hey, we're going to have Maestro Warren Pax, and then we're going to have Maestro Future Perfected, and then Maestro, yeah, I did this thing also, and like a whole bunch of different Maestro stories. And maybe we're going to have a symbiote Spider-Man Maestro crossover at some point. This revisiting stuff, I think I'm just going to fall off of this completely at this point. I fell off of symbiote Spider-Man books because they weren't stopping and they were starting to just not make sense continuity wise. And in this particular case, I think a very similar thing is going to be the case. I don't know what other characters Peter David is going to revisit and change up and say, well, my political opinion has evolved this way, so I don't want the Maestro to be this super powerful bad guy who's just like he powerhouses through things. No, I want him to be a coward. I want to show that the big bad bully guy is actually a coward and he's actually weak and he's only going to prey on those who are weaker than him, and he has to use deceit to take care of the people who are really strong. And but Hulk or Hercules wasn't a good guy in this. Like he wasn't a good guy for a moment in here. He's just not as bad as the Hulk. So I didn't see the point in even having Hercules in here if this was the way he was going to go out. It just, and then later on we're supposed to read or reread or remember that later on Future Imperfect happens where our Hulk goes and can't beat the Maestro because he's just not strong enough. I'm not digging this. I'm just not. So I wish that this were better. I wish that I could have some kind of interest in uh, love and Pax, whatever the hell that's supposed to mean. Pax is a Roman goddess. Pax is also in Catholicism, a group of people getting together and kissing a tablet to show its importance, its holy significance and the like. There's a couple different. Go look up definitions for Pax. I don't know where they're going with this. It doesn't. It's supposed to be love and war, right? Why love and Pax? So I guess like a play on the idea that love and love, but forced love. I don't get it. Worship of love. Is that what it is? I don't really get it. They have a trailer that came out last week in Marvel, and it looks good. But the way that this ended really changes my opinion on what Love and Pax is actually going to be. I feel like it's just going to be more of the symbiote Spider-Man stuff, which I'm not. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's not something that I need in my life. And since this is a book that's supposed to specifically appeal to me, because how many kids today have read Future Imperfect? Honestly, right? How many, 20 and younger year olds have gone and just like, oh man, Future Imperfect. No, I don't think a lot of people have even heard of it until this Maestro book came out. And maybe you saw somebody doing a review video or written. It just wasn't that big of a deal. Honestly, I think that the proper successor towards the whole Maestro Future Imperfect story actually came in book form, What Savage Beast. I read that novel twice. Absolutely amazing. I highly recommend. I wish I still had my first copy. I really wish I did. I'm so upset. I had the hardcover for it. I have a softback now. I had to get it again. You know what I'm saying? After I lost it the first time. But I highly recommend just getting that, because it didn't end great. I don't need to see the cowardly heel, you know? So sorry for turning this into more of a wrestling promo than anything else. But I think that this could have just been done a lot better, and it wouldn't have been that hard to do it, I don't think. Just make him this visage. Make this a vicious, savage Hulk. And also like the video and watch an ad. That's really all I got. I'll talk to you guys later. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.